Welcome all. Now first we will discuss the assembly language program. Before that, actually in our syllabus there are two controllers are mentioned, that is 8051 and PIC microcontroller. First microcontroller, that is 8051, they are demanding assembly language program, and for PIC microcontroller university demanded embedded C program. And now for first controller, that is 8051, we want to write the program in assembly language. Before writing assembly language program, we must know the assembly language instruction set and addressing mode. Today we will discuss addressing modes for 8051. Now in instruction set, first we will discuss about instruction format. Instruction format having two parts. First one is opcode and second one is operand. Now what do you mean by opcode? Opcode define which action we want. According to that we are just writing the opcode. For example, suppose we want to perform addition of the two numbers. That time we are just giving opcode, that is ADD, that is add. Suppose we want to subtract two numbers, that time we are using opcode, that is SUB, like that. In this fashion we are just declaring the opcode which define which action customer demands. After that, after opcode we are declaring the operand. Operand is nothing but the data on which action perform. Okay, there are different ways to access the operand or data. First one is data value itself, means it is immediate addressing mode, means within that instruction only we are providing the data on which we want to perform that action. Next is CPU register, means here operand is hold into the one of the general purpose register. Next one is memory location. The operand is hold by one of the memory location, means you are taking the data from the memory location and you are performing the action as per the opcode. Then next one is input output port, means here data is coming from input device and after that it is performing that action. In this fashion there are various ways to access the data. Next one is instruction format. Now we are just saying that there is the two field, one is opcode and second one is the operand. Now suppose there are two operands, means for example addition, subtraction, we want two numbers, means there are two operands or two data. One is source data and second one is the destination data. The syntax for that is instruction, means opcode, destination data and source data. Now for example add a comma b2, means here data from R2 is added into the destination, that is A, and result hold into the accumulator, means here which action we are performing? Addition. Addition is the opcode, source data is into R2, destination data is into the accumulator. A is nothing but accumulator. These two data get added between data from R2 is added into the accumulator, and that action perform into the ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit, and after action is over result hold into the destination location, means in this case destination is A is nothing but accumulator, means result hold into the accumulator. All of you agree for this point? First one is operand, then source data, destination data. This two operand is taken into the ALU. This action done inside that ALU, means addition is done into the ALU, that is arithmetic logic unit, and after that result hold into the destination location. In this case it is A, means it is an accumulator. Next one is our addressing modes. To write the program, we must know the different addressing mode. Now what do you mean by addressing mode? Here we can access data by various ways, and that is called as a addressing mode. In 8051 there are 5 addressing modes are there. First one is immediate addressing mode, second one is register addressing mode, third one direct addressing mode, fourth one is register indirect addressing mode, and last one is external addressing mode, means external memory addressing mode. There are two types of external memories available, either it is code memory or data memory, and how to access that is we will see in this addressing mode. Now first one is immediate addressing mode. This is the simplest method to access the data. Data is nothing but your operand. Here the data is either 8-bit data or 16-bit data. That data is nothing but your constant value, either it is 8-bit constant or 16-bit constant. Here immediate addressing mode is always indicated by this hash sign. Hash sign indicate that data is given in the instruction itself. Means in immediate addressing mode hash must be there. Now for one by one we will see the example. Now my first requirement is I want to place immediate number, that is 25. I want to place into the accumulator. That is my problem statement. I want to transfer immediate number, for example 25, that I want to pass into the accumulator, and for that I am just writing the instruction move. Move is nothing but copy from source to destination. Here this is opcode, this is the destination location, and this is source location. The data is moving from source to destination, and here this is 25, and in front of 25 you are writing here hash sign, means it is a immediate data. Okay, and this immediate source data passed into the destination, means it is copied into the accumulator. Next problem statement is I want to transfer immediate number, that is FF, I want to transfer to one of the port, for example P1. In that situation I am just writing the instruction move P1 comma hash 0FF. Now why it is 0? That is the question. Okay, in the immediate addressing mode, suppose your number, one important point is here, suppose your number is started with the number, you can directly write. But suppose your number is started with the alphabet, this is a hex number, means your number is from 0 to F. Suppose your number is started with the alphabet, you must write here 0 in front of that alphabet. Okay, actual number is considered, that is FF only, but during writing the instruction you must write here 0, otherwise it will give the error. To avoid that, just remember that before writing any alphabet, you must write 0 there, then only it will accept, otherwise it will declare as a error. Next problem statement is I want to place this 16-bit data, this is 8-bit data. Agree for this, FF and 25 is our 8-bit data. Now I have 16-bit data, that is 1F0C. That 16-bit data I want to place into the 16-bit register. DPTR is our 16-bit register, and within that we want to place this number, and this number is started with 1, and that's why no need of placing 0 there. Suppose my number is started with any alphabet, that time I must write there 0. Agree for this? Any difficulty for this? Means with the help of immediate addressing mode, direct data you can place into register or into one of the port. Agree for this? Okay, then we will proceed for the next addressing mode, that is register addressing mode. Already we know that in 8051 there are 4 register banks, that is bank number 0, bank number 1, bank number 2 and bank number 3. Each bank having 8 register, and that register is called as R0 to R7. Okay, now these registers are working as a general purpose register. General purpose register means you can save your data here. Okay, and now you are using this register to hold the data, and that's why we are calling this as a register addressing mode. Now one by one we will see the example. Now my first problem statement is load the content of R7 into accumulator. Means I want to pass the data from R7 into accumulator. Means the source is R7 and destination is accumulator, and that's why I am just writing instruction move A comma R7. R7 is source and A is accumulator. Data is moving from R7 into accumulator. Agree for this? Next task is I want to add the content of R6 with accumulator. Means one of the operand in R6, that operand I want to add into the accumulator and place result into the accumulator. And for that point of view, I am just writing the instruction add A comma R6. Means data of R6 is added into the A and result hold into the accumulator because it is a destination. Okay, now next problem statement, I want to move the content of R2 into port 1. Means I want to pass data from R2 to port 1, and that's why I am just writing the instruction move P1 comma R2. Then next, suppose this instruction, that is transfer data from one register to other, is not possible. Suppose you are writing the instruction move R5 comma R2. Means you want to transfer data from R2 to R5. Means from one register to other register, it is not possible. From one register to accumulator, possible. Register to port, possible. But register to register is not possible. And that time it is showing the error because of invalid instruction. Just remember that. Take care of this thing. Now third addressing mode, that is direct addressing mode. In the direct addressing mode, direct address of memory is declared in the instruction itself. Where is the data? Means actually data hold into the memory location whose address directly declared in the instruction itself. All of you agree for this? Okay, one by one we will see the example. Now first problem statement is I want to move the content from memory location, that is 47. That data I want to pass into the R1 register. Means the data is already into the memory whose address is 45. Take the data from 45 and pass to R1. That is my problem statement. And for that point of view, I am just writing here instruction move R1 comma 45H. Now this 45 is treated as an address, not a data. Suppose hash sign is there, that time we are declaring this 45 as a data, but nothing is here, means this 45 is working as an address of memory location. And suppose you are writing here hash in front of 45, that time you are saying that this 45 passed into R1, but now hash sign is not there, and that's why you are saying that the data from memory location whose address is 45 is passed into R1. Next problem statement is I want to move the content of accumulator into R7 into 47. Means I want to transfer data from accumulator into one of the memory location whose address is 47H. As per this problem statement, I am just writing the instruction move 47H comma A. Means this is A is your source. Take the data from source location and pass to the destination, and here destination is 47H. 47H is here address because hash sign is not there, and that's why now 47 is working as the memory address. Means your data is moving from accumulator into memory location whose address is 47H. All of you agree for this point? Here hash sign is not there. Just see here. Suppose hash sign is not there, means that number is indicating address, not a data. Next is you want to perform addition. You want to add content of RAM location 43H to accumulator. Means I want to add two number. One number is into one of the memory location whose address is 43H, and that number I want to add into accumulator, and I want to place the result into the accumulator. And that's why I'm just writing the instruction, that is add is the opcode, then destination location, and this is your source, that is data taken from the memory location whose address is 43H. That number is added into the destination, that is A, and result is placed into the destination, that is remain into the A, means it is in a accumulator. All this addition operation is done in a ALU, and result placed into the proper destination location. In this case it is in accumulator only. Now fourth, any difficulty up to this? First three addressing mode. First one is immediate addressing mode, next one is register addressing mode, third one is direct addressing mode. Now fourth is indirect addressing mode. Indirect addressing mode means direct address is not given in the instruction itself. Address is pulled into one of the register, and that register is working as a pointer, and it is pointing one of the memory location and just take that data. Means now you are not giving directly address, you are indirectly taking data from the memory whose address is pointed by the pointer, and this pointer is nothing but your register. Now in 8051 there are two pointers are there. One is 8-bit pointer and next one is a 16-bit pointer. 8-bit pointer, for that only two registers are working as a 8-bit pointer, that is R0 and R1. For 16-bit pointer there is a DPTR. In this fashion these three are just working as a pointer. Suppose instead of R0 you are writing any other register name, for example R2, R3, R4, like that. We already know there are 8 general purpose register, R0 to R8, but out of that only R0 and R1 is working as a pointer to hold the address of memory. Suppose instead of these two, suppose you are using R3, R4, R5, like that, it will showing the error. Okay, one more thing regarding indirect addressing mode is always indicated by this @ symbol. Means this symbol, @ symbol, indicate register act as a pointer which is pointing the memory location which handle the data. Okay, one by one we will see this with the help of example. First my problem statement is move the content of RAM location which is pointed by R0 into accumulator. Means I want to transfer the data from memory which is pointed by R0 into accumulator. That is my problem statement. Means directly address I am not giving here. My address is in R0. Now this R0 is working as a pointer which is pointing the memory location. From that memory location take the data and pass to the accumulator. That is my problem statement, and that's why I am just writing the instruction move A, at R0. Here now @ symbol is there, means R0 working as a pointer. It is pointing one of the memory location. That take the data from that location and pass to accumulator. Agree for this? Okay. Now next problem statement is move the content of B register into the RAM location which is pointed by R1. Now location pointed by R1 means it is indirect addressing mode. Means we want to transfer data from B register into memory location, into the memory location which is pointed by R1, and that's why we are writing move at R1 comma B, means data from B is passed to the memory location which is pointed by R1. Agree for this? I want to transfer data from B into the memory location, and that's why at the source location we are writing here B, and at R1 we are writing as a destination location. Now take care, that is R0 and R1 is only working as a 8-bit pointer, nothing else. That is R2, R3, R4 we are not using, and DPTR for 16-bit pointer is only one, that is DPTR, to access the external memory. And suppose you want to access the internal memory, there is a 16-bit pointer is PC, that is program counter. Means PC and DPTR are 16-bit pointer. PC that is program counter accessing internal memory, and DPTR accessing the external memory. Okay, then next we will go for the last addressing mode, that is external memory addressing mode. We already know there are two types of external memory, code memory or data memory. First we will see about code memory. Now our task is we want to access code from code memory, and for that we are using this, we are taking help of this instruction, this addressing mode. Now for example, we in our programs we are creating the lookup table. For example, in 7-segment display we want to display some specific number. That time you must give proper bit sequence, and that time that proper number display on that 7-segment display. Similar way, one more practical is there regarding stepper motor. In a stepper motor, our task is we want to rotate the stepper motor with a various angle. For example, sometime we want to rotate the stepper motor with 45, sometime we want to rotate the stepper motor with a 90 step angle, sometime we want to rotate the stepper motor with 180 step angle, like that. In that case, every time we are calculating parameters and we are keeping into the table, and that table is called as a lookup table. That lookup table we are preserving into the external code memory, and one by one variable you are collecting from that lookup table and pass to the motor, that is stepper motor, and according to that stepper motor will rotate either with the angle of 45, 90 or 180, like that. There is a one practical on stepper motor also. In that practical we are rotating motor in with a different angle, that is 45, 90, 180, like that. Similar way we are rotating motor in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Means every time we are giving different sequence, and whatever sequence you want to provide to the motor we are preserving into the one of the table, and that is nothing but your lookup table, and that lookup table you are preserving into the external code memory. All of you agree for this? Means external code memory handling the lookup table, which handling the parameter that you want to pass to the motor or 7-segment display. Okay, now you already creating the lookup table and you are preserving into the external code memory. Now one by one parameters you want to take from that lookup table, and for that you want the pointer. For external code memory, pointer is only one, that is DPTR, which is 16-bit. Now why it is 16-bit? Because in 8051 you can externally attach 64K external memory. 64K memory, to access that 64K memory we want 16-bit pointer, and that's why the capacity of this DPTR is 16-bit. 2 raised to 16 is nothing but 64K. Means with the help of that we can access 64K external memory. All of you agree for this? Okay, then we will proceed for next. Now we are creating the lookup table into the external code memory. and to access that data from that lookup table we are connecting one pointer, that is dptr. Okay, now according to that our problem statement is load the immediate value present at memory location pointed by a plus dptr into accumulator. Means one by one we want to take the data from the lookup table and pass into the accumulator, and that's why we are writing the instruction move c. C is code memory. This c indicates move action means transfer, and c means it is related to code memory. Now we want to transfer data from source location to destination. Now source location is pointed by address, that is at a plus means accumulator plus dptr means actual lookup tables base address plus displacement. We are taking the data from that and pass into the accumulator. Then next are regarding external. Now we want to access external data memory. Now external data memory you want to access, and for means you want to take the data from the external data memory, and for that we are using the instruction move x. Move c is related to code memory and move x is related to data memory. Now my problem statement is load the immediate value present at a memory location pointed by dptr into accumulator. Means I want to transfer data from external data memory to accumulator, and that's why I'm just writing here move x because it is external memory, and that's why move x a comma at dptr means I am just transferring data from external data memory which is pointed by dptr into accumulator. Suppose I want other action, that is load immediate value from accumulator into the external memory which is pointed by r0. In that situation I am just writing move x at r0 comma a means my accumulator data pass to the memory, external memory which is pointed by r0. In this fashion I am just discussing here only addressing mode. From next lecture we will on the next lecture we will discuss various instruction sets. Okay, we have just summarized now addressing mode. What do you mean by addressing mode? Addressing mode means how to access the data, for the operation. Okay, now there are basically different types are there. First one is immediate addressing mode. In immediate addressing mode directly data is coming in the written in the instruction itself. Second one is register addressing mode. In register addressing mode data is pulled into one of the general purpose register. Next one is direct addressing mode. In direct addressing mode data is in one of the memory location and whose address is directly mentioned in the instruction itself. Then fourth one is indirect addressing mode. In indirect addressing mode data is held into the one of the memory location but whose address is not directly mentioned in the instruction. It is in the instruction we are just declaring the point one of the register which handling the address of that. Means we are just declaring the pointer. The pointer point the memory location, and from that memory location you are accessing the data. Next one is external memory access. Again there are two types. One is a code memory and second one is a program memory. In code memory you are using instruction move c, means it is external code memory we are accessing, and for external data memory we are writing instruction move x. In this fashion we are taking help of this addressing mode to write the assembly language program. Okay, thank you.